The story begins with a hardworking single mother named Kate Sullivan, who juggles two demanding jobs while preparing for her upcoming nursing exam. Since the tragic death of her husband, Kate has carried the entire burden of raising her 3 daughters on her own. By day, she scrubs carpets as part of a cleaning company, and by night, she helps her best friend Teresa deliver pizzas at a local restaurant. Despite her exhaustion, she remains determined to build a better life for her children. One afternoon, while balancing her delivery schedule, Kate must also pick up her 3 daughters from school and drop them off at their foster grandmother's house. However, that day, the foster grandmother surprises her with unexpected news. She has finally landed a role in a traveling theater group and will be leaving that same evening. "If I don't chase my dreams now, when will I?" she says with a smile, unaware of the chaos she leaves behind. Left with no other option, Kate reluctantly brings her daughters along to her nighttime job. Later that night, after putting the girls to bed, Kate sits at her desk surrounded by textbooks, but she's too exhausted to study. She falls asleep with her notes still open, the weight of responsibility pressing heavily on her shoulders. Meanwhile, miles away, we are introduced to Leonardo Montenegro, a wealthy, self-absorbed playboy who spends his days drinking champagne, flirting with models, and wasting his fortune on lavish parties. His phone rings constantly with calls from his father, but he ignores them all. His father, Papi Montenegro, believes he's dying after an infection caused by what he calls a doctor's mistake. Convinced his time is running out, he summons Leonardo home to Mexico, hoping to pass down the family business. But Leonardo has absolutely no business experience, unlike his 2 ambitious sisters, Hannah and Sophia, who have long managed the company and the family's charitable foundation. Hannah, in particular, is determined to take control of everything, believing she is the only one truly worthy of the inheritance. The siblings' reunion soon explodes into a heated argument. Frustrated and disappointed, Papi sends Leonardo to his yacht, demanding that he learn responsibility before he can inherit anything. It's on this yacht that fate intervenes, bringing him face to face with Kate, who has been hired by her cleaning company to shampoo the carpets on board. While working in Leonardo's cabin, Kate accidentally catches a glimpse of a tattoo on his lower body. Leonardo initially teases her playfully, but his charm quickly turns into arrogance. He mocks her profession, belittles her background, and laughs at the idea of her having career ambitions. Not long after, Leonardo impulsively fires his personal chef simply because he's bored with the menu, then throws a wild late-night party with 2 women. While Kate continues cleaning in another room, Hannah arrives unexpectedly and warns him that their father is dying, but Leonardo coldly shrugs it off, saying he has more important things to do. When Kate finishes her work and prepares to leave, Leonardo orders her to fetch him a plate of fruit. Kate refuses, saying that it's not part of her job. Enraged by her defiance, Leonardo fires her on the spot and refuses to pay for the cleaning service. Kate finally loses her patience and fires back, calling him a spoiled, useless man who would be nothing without his father's money. In a burst of rage, Leonardo pushes Kate off the yacht into the water and even throws her cleaning equipment after her. Drenched and humiliated, Kate returns home devastated. To make matters worse, she's told she must pay a $3,000 fine for the lost cleaning tools. With no savings left, Kate finds herself on the verge of losing her home. Meanwhile, karma strikes. Late one night, a drunken Leonardo stumbles across the deck of his yacht, only for a mechanical malfunction to send him tumbling overboard into the dark ocean. He's found the next morning by local fishermen and taken to a hospital, dazed and suffering from total amnesia, unable to remember even his own name. When Kate and Teresa see the news on television about a mystery man with memory loss found near the coast, Kate immediately recognizes him as the arrogant millionaire who humiliated her. After a moment of hesitation, and perhaps a bit of mischief, she hatches a bold plan for revenge. With Teresa's help, she forges a marriage certificate and other fake documents, then goes to the hospital pretending to be Leonardo's wife. At first, Leonardo refuses to believe her story. But when Kate casually mentions a certain tattoo on his body, something only someone who had seen him closely would know, he's convinced she must be telling the truth. With no memory, no identification, and no one else coming forward to claim him, Leonardo is reluctantly released into Kate's care. At home, Kate has already prepared her daughters for the act, telling them to play along and call Leonardo Dad. From that day on, Leonardo's life takes a drastic turn. Kate puts him to work, cleaning, cooking, fixing things around the house, and even taking on construction jobs to help with bills. She insists that he won't be free until she passes her nursing exam, using him as both payback and support. Having lived a pampered life surrounded by servants, Leonardo struggles immensely at first. He burns breakfast, breaks tools, and complains constantly. But slowly, something changes. He begins to take pride in his work, to care about Kate's daughters, and to see the value in honest labor. Over time, Leonardo becomes a very different man, patient, gentle, and deeply caring. He helps the girls with homework, surprises them with small acts of kindness, and even starts cooking dinner for the family. Kate, who initially saw him only as a tool for revenge, begins to see him in a new light. The arrogant millionaire she once despised is now becoming the very man she and her daughters always needed in their lives. But back in Mexico, a shocking twist awaits. Papi Montenegro's health begins to improve. As he regains his strength, he orders his staff to resume the search for his missing son. Unbeknownst to Kate, the truth about Leonardo's identity and her secret deception is about to come to light, threatening the fragile happiness she and her family have built. Kate walks into the living room and finds Leonardo watching a sports match on TV with Olive and Molly. The sight both warms and confuses her. He looks so natural, laughing and cheering with the girls as if he's always been part of their lives. Trying to bring up an important topic, Kate gently tells him that a real family should be built on love, not fear or authority. But in the heat of the moment, she accidentally refers to Olive and Molly as her own children. The words slip out before she can stop herself. Hurt and offended, Leonardo snaps back, saying that after spending all day working hard to provide for this family, he still feels like an outsider. Feeling betrayed, he grabs his jacket and storms out of the house, slamming the door behind him. Later, when Kate opens the fridge, she's stunned to find it packed full of groceries, all of Leonardo's doing. There's food for the kids, their favorite snacks, even juice boxes labeled with each child's name. A wave of guilt and regret washes over her. That night, when Leonardo finally comes home, Kate quietly apologizes. Understanding that she's been under immense pressure preparing for her nursing exam, Leonardo softens and offers to take on extra part-time work so she can have more time to study. Deeply touched by his sincerity, Kate smiles and allows him to sleep inside the house instead of the shed from that night onward. Determined to help, Leonardo begins juggling two jobs: delivering pizzas at Teresa's restaurant and hauling heavy cement bags at Bobby's construction site. He often comes home exhausted, his clothes covered in dust, but he never complains. One afternoon, he jokes to his co-workers that the cement bags are too heavy for a human being, not realizing that they're produced by his own father's company. On Sunday, Leonardo decides to take the entire family out on a bike ride. They ride through the park, laughing together, and end the day with frozen yogurt at a small shop by the beach. While they're eating, little Molly looks up and shyly admits that she's scared Leonardo will leave them one day. Kneeling beside her, Leonardo assures her gently that he will never go away, that no matter what happens, they are his family now. The following morning is Kate's long-awaited nursing exam. She's confident and ready, and even plans to reveal the truth to Leonardo once it's over. But when she comes home, she finds Leonardo sitting at the dinner table with her 3 daughters, all of them laughing, chatting, and looking genuinely happy. Seeing their smiles, Kate hesitates. She can't bring herself to ruin that moment. Instead, she decides to postpone her confession and, with a forced smile, invites Leonardo to celebrate their wedding anniversary. That night, they dance together at a lively club, surrounded by music and laughter. Afterward, they take a peaceful walk along the harbor under the soft glow of the city lights. Leonardo shares a touching legend about the 3 blasts of a ship's horn, a romantic signal said to mean, "I love you." The moment is tender and heartfelt, and for the first time, Kate realizes just how deeply she's fallen for him. Days later, Leonardo finishes his first construction project successfully. His co-workers cheer for him, admiring his work ethic and humility. On the same day, Kate receives the results of her exam. She's passed. Teresa comes over to celebrate, bringing champagne and laughter. While Leonardo steps outside to grab something from his car, he stumbles upon a paper bag containing hospital contraceptives, the same one that had fallen from Kate's bag earlier. Misunderstanding, he assumes she's been hiding something shameful from him. Angry and hurt, Leonardo confronts Kate, demanding an explanation. Desperate, she tries to tell him the truth, but he refuses to believe her. He turns to the girls for answers, but they love him too much to risk losing him. The three remain silent, pretending not to know anything. Enraged and heartbroken, Leonardo announces he's leaving. Just before he can walk out, Teresa steps in and claims the paper bag is hers, saying that Kate only lied to protect her. Leonardo, though still upset, finally believes it and calms down, but Kate is torn inside, hating that Teresa had to lie for her sake. Moments later, Teresa lets out a joyful scream. Kate has officially passed her nursing exam. Everyone celebrates with a big picnic at the park. Friends, neighbors, and co-workers all join in. There, by pure coincidence, Leonardo meets the mechanic who once repaired his yacht. The man recognizes him instantly, snaps a photo, and sends it to the yacht's captain. The photo eventually reaches Colin, Leonardo's loyal assistant, who forwards it to Leonardo's father, Papi Montenegro, and his two sisters. When the Montenegro family discovers that Leonardo is still alive, they're stunned and overjoyed, everyone except Hannah, who is furious that her plan to take over the family company has completely failed. During the picnic, Kate tells Leonardo that she could never have passed her exam without his help and encouragement. Overwhelmed with emotion, Leonardo gets down on one knee and proposes again, wanting to start a brand new life together. Kate bursts into tears and says yes. The next morning, as they return home hand in hand, they find Papi Montenegro and Leonardo's sisters waiting outside. The moment Leonardo locks eyes with them, his memories come flooding back. Realization hits him hard. Kate had lied to him from the very beginning. Devastated, he turns away as Kate pleads for forgiveness, but he silently leaves with his family. Kate's daughters cry uncontrollably as they watch him drive away. The youngest, Molly, pedals her bicycle desperately after his car, calling his name, while Leonardo, sitting in the back seat, looks out the window, his eyes filled with sorrow and confusion. A few days later, during a formal family dinner, Papi announces that the company will now be inherited by Leonardo, not Hannah. Outraged, Hannah argues, but Papi insists that Leonardo has changed, that he's become a humble, responsible man. Leonardo then suggests that the cement bags be made lighter, reduced from 90 pounds to just 30, to make life easier for workers. Hannah mocks him, calling it foolish and expensive, but Papi admires his compassion and approves the idea. That night, Colin notices Leonardo quietly making his own drink, something he's never done before. When asked why, Leonardo says he now sees life through new eyes and is unsure where he truly belongs anymore. Meanwhile, Kate finally accepts that she loves Leonardo deeply and can't live without him. She rushes to Teresa's restaurant and begs for help. Bobby and their friends rally together, lending her a boat so she and her daughters can sail out to find him. When Papi learns that Leonardo is going back to Kate, he explodes with anger, forbidding him to leave. Hannah secretly supports his departure, hoping to secure her claim to the company, while Sophia, the younger sister, defends Leonardo's love and reveals the truth, that Hannah was the one who faked his death all along. As Leonardo stands on the yacht, he suddenly hears 3 familiar blasts from a ship's horn echoing across the water. It's Kate, sending him the signal of love they once talked about. Without hesitation, Leonardo dives into the sea and swims toward her boat. Papi yells that he'll disinherit him if he leaves, but Leonardo doesn't care. For him, love is worth more than all the wealth in the world. In the end, Leonardo and Kate are joyfully reunited, embracing on deck as their daughters cheer. Sometime later, Sophia takes charge of the company, while Hannah is sent to the Philippines to manage the charity division. Leonardo now lives a simple but fulfilling life with Kate and the girls. One afternoon, Hannah visits and brings Leonardo's old yacht, a birthday gift from their father that's now worth over $50 million, making him wealthy once again, though this time surrounded by real love and family. The film concludes with Leonardo and Kate's heartfelt wedding, attended by all their friends and loved ones. As the camera pans out over the sparkling ocean, the sound of 3 distant horn blasts echoes, a symbol of love, redemption, and the family they built together.